a base called Goldforge Citadel, September 17th, 2025. The fall of Osteonia left Gentle Giant 69. Willoweenel, Electric Chug, and ADHD TV stranded in its very own vault, the one place the enemy failed to destroy. This vault was the keeping place of all the farm outputs. This included shulkers of totems, shulkers of elytras, and even shulkers of gold. Being left with just these supplies and a demolished base, the four went into hiding, quitting SimpVP and going on a hiatus. Motivation was low. Gentle Giant 69 quit. ADHD TV went on a hiatus. Electric Chug stayed active, but just to loot the leftovers, and Willoweenel went clinically insane and started placing pumpkins everywhere. We called it pumpkin fever. Through those times, Willoweenel saw a vision and set out to find the land his people would soon call home. Calling Electric Chug to help search, the two would take turns flying out further than they had ever flown before, reaching into the multiples of millions in hope for a new start. One day, while Willoweenel was flying, he spotted the perfect place to settle. A tropical paradise. This island was surrounded by a beautiful coral reef. Electric Chug and Willoweenel soon settled in, transporting every leftover piece they could find from Osteonia and planning their first move. Soon they decided they couldn't and didn't want to do this alone. They called Gentle Giant 69 and ADHD-TV back as if it was a reawakening. They answered and said, all in. The four began making farms and buildings which modern architects could only marvel at. A DHD-TV built a giant floating island, Willoweenel built the city square and the adjacent skyscrapers, while Electric Chug and Gentle Giant 69 started building farms for this soon-to-be mega base. Among the first of the farms was a humongous gold farm, with gold flowing out of their ears. The crew could think of no better name to call it other than Goldforge Citadel, GFC. This started the days of gold. They became so rich with every farm man ever wanted. They mass-produced gold, armor sets, and materials so fast they had to make a vault and even a secondary vault. This would later be the most important part of the base. GFC prospered. The lands were beautiful. More members would join at the sight of something so big and special that soon the base was expanding too much. Among those members were Swiggles, Wawa Weeva, Pandy EX, Moongoat 47, Block Planet, and Jesus Warrior. The crew had to terraform the island to add on and make a second layer to their portal hub to make space for new additions. Everything looked perfect. A happy crew and a happy land made GFC one of the most sought-after bases on the server. Maybe too much. A day came when everything was normal. The crew would get on for the day and log off knowing what they would accomplish the next. Later in the hours of a dark winter night, a few new players came knocking at the door, but this time uninvited. They had found GFC, or so we thought. They had actually been given the coordinates from an unloyal member of the GFC crew, something no one thought would ever happen. That member would turn out to be Wawu Weeva. The new enemy got to work, blowing up the buildings, ravaging the farm's storage, and lava-casting cobblestone towers that encased the land. They fled by morning. They fled as cowards. Gentle Giant 69 got on first. He logged in and witnessed what had happened whilst GFC was asleep. He immediately went to the second vault, the first one already gone. He had a sigh of relief. It was untouched. They missed the biggest vault GFC had. He notified the group, put all the important bits in his Ekist, and wrote this letter named Goodbye GFC for Electric Chug to find 2 years later after he had moved on. It read, Rip GFC, I am Gentle Giant 69 accesting the treasury and saying my final goodbye to the fallen megabase. 12/29/2020, the group went inactive again. They scattered, looking for new lands. The original group of 4 founded Echo Base. Pandy X and Swiggles would join as well. This was a short-lived hole in the mountain, small but enough to get them back on their feet. They couldn't be done there. They were known for the gold, the fame of their work. A DHD-TV last logged out in the later days of Echo Base. And the group was sad to see a crewmate go, but ambitious to make another base in the shadow of GFC. GFC2 began in the background in secret. There, Electric Chug, Gentle Giant, and Willoweenel would enlist the help of Lidguy. Lidguy was a good friend of the group. This base started exactly the same as GFC, with leftovers from the previous base and a vision for an even better life. They found a near-identical island, surrounded by a coral reef with sand so soft they had to call it home once again. This base didn't need farms immediately. In fact, the base to this day does not have any farms. It didn't need any because everything came from GFC's vault. This base would be known as GFC2, a secret base very few even know about today. This base took a more modern city look, The land was already filled with buildings in a couple weeks, with skyscrapers that pierced the sky with their needles and lights so warm they looked at the base and said, "This is home indeed." They took a deep breath. Feeling no desire to work as hard on farms, they sat back and enjoyed themselves. This base they could always call home. Gentle Giant 69. And Lid Guy would one day retire from the life of Simp VP and go on to another server, Main Base SMP. A friendly survival where they could finally relax without the thought of their work being destroyed ever again. However, a day came when Electric Chug and Willoweenall grew a new ambition, and their dreams were not uncommon. Soon past members of GFC1 would become active and share this ambition. They got together and planned out their approach. They started traveling with Pandy EX leading the charge. Swiggles followed, and Electric Chug and Willoweenall were right behind them. Soon extras came such as Steve_is_here, Albert Lark, Moongoat47, and Block Planet. Together, they were unstoppable. With a sense of humor after all, the group decided they would call this new base GFC 8.8274939. Just laughing at the failed attempt to stop GFC that no one could stop the group from becoming even more powerful. They even named their settlement near GFC 8.8274993 shitbase, or literally a shitbase. Shulkers were scattered everywhere, a mass sheep farm perfected extermination, and no one was organized. At least it was a start. This base would not be the same as the others. Now, this base started with farms and buildings but in a valley. The surroundings included a mountain that would house the main portal hub, and a lonely mountain on the other side of the valley Electric Chug would claim for his medieval-style castle. Soon, the main hall was finished, thanks to Block Planet and a new member, Insight Zero, who later got banned for X-Ray. Pandy X built a cathedral. Electric Chug built his castle and a bridge spanning between the two mountains. Swiggles built essential farms, and Willoweenall, still clinically insane, built a giant wooden structure that had a nostalgic vibe. Steve Is Here built a lonely resort, and Albert Lark sat and stole the credit. And this base is to this day still active and flourishing. Every week there is something new to look at and add to the collection of beautiful builds in the valley. Truly, this was a base they could finally call home. A series of tragic events only led to something even bigger and better. GFC 8.8274939.
Time and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who nigga wanna fuck on me. I said my face bomb, ass tight, rack stuck up, shack height, jury on me, flashlight. I've been listening since last night. Hit 'em with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Big bag bustin' out the Bentley band, take a man, Balenciaga brought it back, and all these bitches fuck. It's big bags bustin' out the Bentley band, take a man, Birkin back, party back, and all you bitches fuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. Up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. I can make the party hot, I can make your body rock. Bitches say they fucking with me, chances are they probably not. If I had a dick, you probably lick it like a lollipop. Hoes speaking Japanese, hit 'em with karate chops. I'm forever popping shit, pulling up and dropping shit. Gotta argue with 'em, cause a nigga love a toxic bitch. Niggas out here playing, gotta make 'em understand. Ain't no ring